Hi everyone, welcome to the latest edition of the Cashflow Chronicles Open Forum. Of course, it's a bit of a roadshow that we have here focusing on different professionals. Really excited to have Jennifer Giannosa talking about entrepreneurship, the heartbeat of America, and really walking through the story of building a business and ultimately what that life is like. I think it's important to highlight someone that's built quite a strong presence. I know we met at Velocity there in Sterling Heights as you focused on helping local businesses. So walk me through Lumifi Digital and what was the start of the business idea, what exactly you do for companies, and really just what was the value you deliver to your ideal clients.
So I did get laid off, and that really sparked me finally taking that step forward and starting my own company. It had been something I was thinking about doing, and I just needed that little extra push. My passion has always been digital marketing. I got my MBA in digital marketing a while ago, and I started Lumifi Digital Marketing to help local service-based businesses, generally small companies, with their marketing. So it's affordable services, and we specialize. So it's HVAC companies or plumbing companies, it's salons or spas, waxing studios, it's landscaping, companies that provide services to people in their local community. So we help them with developing a website, doing marketing materials, their Google business profile is huge these days, and social media management and paid ads. That's really what we're doing to help local businesses grow.
So walk me through what helped you start Lumifi Digital and kind of what that life has been so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, honestly, being vulnerable, it started with a layoff at a company that I worked for 12 years. So that's what ultimately pushed me. Entrepreneurship I've actually had in my blood, and my grandparents were entrepreneurs. They owned motels and things. And then when I was like 16, I started an organic gourmet dog treat company. And I also had a property preservation company when I was in my 20s, which did pretty well. So I had always been thinking about it, and the layoff just finally gave me that extra push. And I took the leap, and that's when I started Lumifi Digital.
I think that's a really interesting point with what I'm doing here with the Cashflow Chronicles Open Forum piece, because you have to watch out for yourself and to control the variables. But of course, running a business brings so many different touch points, learning things. And I think has there been learning experiences you've had when you started that business at a younger age that helped you put yourself in a position where you're at now?
Yeah, absolutely. The biggest thing that I learned with the dog treat company was not giving up on something. I look back and I wish, because I kind of gave up on it at a certain point, but today I kick myself, like, gosh, think about where an organic gourmet dog treat company would be today, because that was whatever, like 25 years ago or something, or you know what I mean? So, because I was so young when I started it. And then when I had the property preservation company, I just, I learned a ton just about basic running your own business, like banking and partnerships and operations and hiring people, managing. So yeah, it was a ton.
What curveball is going to be thrown to you the next time? And it's only you that's handling that too, correct? As far as managing, I'm sure you have a team of individuals you can rely on, but it's your business.
It's my business right now. I'm doing the financials and operations, and I'm even the account manager, so relationship manager for my clients right now.
So your business card has every individual titles?
Well, it's just, I think it's founder and digital strategist. Yeah, I'm doing a lot, a little over a year old now. Although I have been doing marketing throughout my career. I got my MBA in marketing, and I've always been, creating websites since I was young. I learned HTML back in the day, the only website coding language. So I've always been doing marketing.
Yeah, I think going to Northwood University, where we had mutual friends, personally, entrepreneurship has been where I'm always wired. I always think the mindset of people who have complaints, it's like, what are you going to do about it? You have to control what you can control.
Right.
And I think that's an entrepreneurial mindset you have, and having full control from your standpoint has been super helpful.
Yeah.
What are some lessons you have learned in our current economy versus in the past? Because change is constant in business, isn't that true?
Yeah, it is true. Yeah, it's always, I mean, it's constantly changing, I feel like.
Yeah, so being adaptable to all the variables that take place.
Yeah, and especially with AI now, it's like you can like barely keep up with things. No one can keep up with things nowadays.
And ironically, we met and we talked about Canva and the things you can do on Canva with AI. And I went to high school talking about Adobe Photoshop. Like, oh, you can put someone else's head on the body. That's hilarious.
Gosh, yeah.
And now AI can do it for you.
Insane.
Instantly.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest thing is just knowing that you have to have your head on a swivel at all times, not in a bad way, but just always being adaptable to change with the times.
Yeah.
Some of the clients that you work with, have you found clients that you work with best?
I specialize in providing digital marketing services to local service-based businesses, and they're generally small. So they provide services to their local community versus like an e-commerce or a B2B, like that's where I specialize.
Okay. How many local businesses would you say are either unfamiliar with this service, like to be optimized, or they have some level of thoughts like, oh, we have a digital solution, but it's really not what it could be?
Yeah, I would say like a lot of times they don't.
Okay.
A lot of times they don't, and why should they? I mean, they have they are an entrepreneur with a passion who started a business to do their passion. So if they're a hairstylist, they open up a salon to do people's hair because that's what they love. So why should they be good at digital marketing? But it's so important for businesses to do good digital marketing because it's competitive out there and because we are just continuously shifting from traditional marketing to more and more digital. People find businesses on Google Maps, and on Google, that's where they look up, I need to get my dog groomed. Dog groomer near me, or I need a landscaper.
I'm just laughing because there's a conversation I just had with my fiance last night. What do you want for dinner tonight? I don't want to cook. Yeah. Yelp it up and oh, let's try this. It's brand new and the reviews are positive.
Right.
So,
reviews. Oh my God. So good. Yeah.
One bad review can do so many negative things.
Totally.
And of course, one bad review is just the variables you can't control. It could be a bot. You never know.
Yes.
A question for you. Have you ever come across variables where fraud?
If you're asking about bad reviews, you do hear companies talking about competitors or past employees leaving bad reviews on their Google business profile, and it can actually impact them. And Google has been cracking down on business profiles lately and getting them suspended. And that, I have clients that have had their Google business profiles suspended, and it significantly impacts their business. I'm talking they're stressed out about it.
It's interesting, the power of Google.
Yeah. Yes.
I was reading an article about AI, how AI is going to remove Google's presence.
Okay, yep.
But Google is still Google.
It still is right now. Yeah.
So that's still a vital resource for all businesses. You have to have a web presence, 100%.
Yeah.
So just overall, when it comes into, you mentioned the competitive marketplace, what's something that you do that's a bit of a differentiator for these businesses?
So when I started Lumifi Digital, it was very much more project based, I suppose. Where we'll build you a website, or run ads for you, and then that project might end. And so I was constantly looking, I always had to keep my eye on the next project because I know this one's going to end, right?
Yep.
Talking about cash flow, I need to keep my cash flow coming in. And then after being in business for a few months, I got introduced to this platform called High Level, and it's a customizable CRM. So I love to build that out for my clients. And so it does a lot of things, but it really helps keep in contact with a business's customers and nurture them through text messages and emails so that they can keep their customers coming back. Because a lot of businesses will continuously pay for new clients. They're always trying to get a new customer when they don't realize how valuable repeat business from their current customers is. So I talk about that a lot, So I set up the CRM for my clients. I customize it. It has a ton of really awesome features, but it sets up text messages that go out automatically. So I can get recurring revenue for my business because it's a SaaS product.
100%.
Yeah.
And it brings up the ARR model with the SaaS, annual recurring revenue.
Right.
So once you get that customer,
Yeah.
how do we maintain that relationship with that customer?
Right.
Because various services, am I loyal to this particular product? Did I have one bad experience? How do you maintain that relationship with customers like me? And I think that's a
Right.
great service.
Yeah, I mean, and I talk to my customers too about that. Like, what can you offer that people can sign up for, on a monthly basis, to like subscription,
Yeah.
So I created this CRM software, and if you want to sign up for it, it costs a certain amount per month, and it's a subscription service. So that really helps me with my cash flow, because I have a consistent cash flow that I don't have to worry about coming in every month because I have people subscribe to my software product. And so that relieves a lot of my stress on always having to keep an eye out for the next project. I still do big projects like that, but now I can relax a little bit more and have a little bit more fun with it.
Would you say that was a lesson you learned through your entrepreneurial journey as far as working through projects and the importance of cash?
Yeah, definitely. Like, as I got more deeply into, the industry, being an agency, learning from other agency owners out there, there's a community online, of course, digital marketing agency owners. And there's influencers that, make great content that can help you become a better agency. So I think the service, the software, my subscription is an amazing tool, an amazing product that I love to set up for my customers. And it's great for me because it's monthly recurring revenue. It's a stream of cash.
Well, and it's still a value add because, listen, this is going to deliver positive results for you. It's not just income for me.
Yeah,
it is.
Absolutely. Most importantly, yeah.
It's a missing piece to your business.
Right.
Yes, it's an investment, but here's going to be the potential return on that.
Yeah.
And that's why you dedicate the time to build that.
Yeah.
What would be a word of wisdom when you started your first entrepreneurship efforts to where you are now? I know it was in your blood.
Yeah.
A word to the wise, if somebody wants to start their own business, what would you say is the one thing you'd say day one?
I would say one of the things that I'm learning right now, I always thought like, oh my God, I'm going to be rich.
Don't we all?
Rich.
I work 60 hours a week and I'm going to make a ton of money.
Yeah. And for some reason, the lesson I'm learning right now is you're not going to blow up and become rich. Like, it is a slow burn. Like, you are going to constantly improve. You're going to constantly learn. You're going to constantly build, should I say consistently as well. And you're going to grow. You're going to grow at a pace like this. I think most, like, unless you're 1% that has like a crazy blah, and goes, ah. But I think even those people, where did they had to start somewhere. So that's the lesson that I'm learning right now.
Think of Jeff Bezos. There was an interview when he was in Seattle and he just had the cubicle. And I was listening to a friend of mine and he talked about their growth model, what helped them build so much. And to have that peak moment that just this works and it helps them build. But the 1%, you always hear about them through the news, but it's not the reality.
No, it's not the reality. And I think that's where, especially on social media, people see this stuff and they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to be an influencer, or I'm going to do e-commerce or whatever. Like, you can do it, but you're going to learn, and it'll pay off one day.
Yeah, I think realistically, just that step, it's like you can achieve this, but have a stable plan to get there. It may happen or it may not. Just make sure you can pay your bills and you can pay the mortgage.
Right.
Because cash is king, of course.
Yes, absolutely.
So in closing, I enjoyed the conversation we had today quite a bit, talking about being an entrepreneur, and it really has been in your blood. Mm-hmm. So for those interested parties that want to contact you and reach out relative from utilizing, who'd be the best person to reach out to you that you can add value?
I mean, anyone that needs, guidance or help with marketing. I offer free consultations So we'll do a 30-minute consultation, give you some advice, some direction if you need that. I'm glad to do that. It's a good place to start. And I have an amazing web development team, and we work on WordPress and Shopify. We do, social media management as well, so we can build you out some, cool videos to post, or, even if you're a local service-based business, which they don't have to be amazing at social media, we can still create some good posts for you. We do, if you want to reach a new audience and get some new customers, Google Ads is a great place to start. Depending on the type of business you are, Meta Ads might also be good for you, and we can run those for you as well. The CRM, the CRM that we build out we can build you an AI receptionist to answer your phones and book appointments for you. So if you have a hair salon and someone calls, the AI receptionist will answer and ask what kind of service they want, maybe answer a few questions, and then ask them when they want to book, and book the appointment on the calendar for that business. So it's like insane. And then also AI bots that will answer your text messages. So if someone texts your business, we can build an AI bot that will answer them and book an appointment, if they, or order a pizza, or schedule landscaping services, or whatever.
And just think about it from that standpoint. If you want new customers, and listen, we can do it from a digital standpoint and make it somewhat seamless from that standpoint. And that's what a half-an-hour consultation could even be like. Hey, walk me through your process.
Right.
Where do you want to be? Maybe we can help, or maybe we can't.
Yeah.
I think it's a free advice.
Exactly. Maybe we can help, or maybe we can't. I'm glad to be honest. Lumifi Digital is about, not only providing, honest and effective digital marketing solutions, but we're about education as well. So, we'll consult, we'll explain. We want to provide you value. So, that's where that consultation comes in. I'll be real with you. I'll tell you what I think, and, just to provide you some value, and maybe it's not a good fit, or maybe in a year you'll come back around, or maybe you'll meet someone and think, oh, you know what? Jen might be able to help them, and put me in touch with that person.
Yeah, I think that's great, because ultimately I'm here to add value.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this space. I know it well. I've been doing it for 12 years. I know I can deliver. If I can't help, it's not,
exactly.
At least you'll gain some value out of the conversation.
Exactly.
And learn some new insights. Hey, have you considered this? And in my profession as well, the conversation about what I do. Why doesn't anyone utilize this?
Yeah.
Because few people don't necessarily understand it.
Yeah.
So I think just 15, 20 minutes, half an hour of the time spent, it's free. You gain value out of it.
Yeah.
And then you build a new relationship. So
Right.
I think that's really important to note. And do you work with anybody across the country because it is digital?
Yeah, we can work with anyone across anywhere. Yeah.
That's great.
It's generally Lumifi Digital. I would consider it a local agency because, we're in the process of looking at some, niche industry. So, working in a specific niche or a vertical, starting another agency for that. But this is more local. Lumifi Digital is more local. We can help anyone, but.
Of course. Understanding your ideal client profile. We're focused on plumbers, or we're focused on hair salons, things like that.
Yes.
It's obviously a different message, but just from a digital strategy standpoint, it's helpful to know that.
Right.
Great. So I think that's all we have here from a conversation standpoint. Anything in closing you would like to add?
No, I just thank you. I really appreciate you having me on the show, giving me this opportunity to connect, with your audience. And thank you.
Yeah, you're the heartbeat of America. So I think the people you do support are the heartbeat of America. It's really important to understand that. So definitely want to get that message across. Thank you so much, Jennifer.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.